Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, so the Jeff files are set to be released. Now, how much are we going to hear that what Andrew did? Again, I'd like to remind everybody he's not been charged with anything, with any crime whatsoever. I just want to know, so we know there'll probably be something about Andrew in there. Are we going to hear something about any other royals? Sarah, we know she was friends with Jeffrey, but again, did she commit any crimes? I'm just trying to think. There's other royals around, not necessarily even the British royal family, but let's just see. Is this why King Charles was proactive and got rid of all his titles and everything, because he knows this news is coming out? Perhaps we could even go a little bit deeper and get our tinfoil hats on. Is this what Charles and Trump talked about when Trump came for the state visit in September? Because it wasn't long after that, Andrew lost everything. A month and a half. Did Charles want to make sure that all the legal stuff was in order before it went down? Was Charles warned that Andrew's name and Sarah's? Or did Trump warn Charles and say, we are going to be releasing those files? Let's find out. Did Charles know there's going to be something in those files about Andrew? And are we going to see any other royals? So we'll see if any other court cards show up. Knight of Pentacles, Harry. What? Is this why the royals, is this why Charles has gone cold on Harry? What? That actually kind of shocked me. There's the Eight of Cups that is haunting me with Harry in reverse. Strength. The Empress. And defending. I think we're going to hear something about Diana in there. I believe she was at one of the parties. And I believe she was friends, like acquaintance. I'm not going to say friends. Acquaintance with Giselle. I believe they hung out with the same kind of people. And I believe Jeffrey Epstein wanted to meet Diana quite, well, who didn't? She was beautiful, right? And she was Diana. And I believe they tried to get into the royal family through Diana. Right? Here's the royal family, and here's Diana. Diana is the empress because she's the mother of the next monarch. But I believe that Diana told them all, she kind of would have known and kind of told them all to go, no thanks. Harry, however, being as thick as he is, we might find out something that's missing around Harry, right? Because upright is you go look for something that's missing. You leave everything behind and, you're looking for something that's missing. You leave your marriage because there's no love. You leave your job because it's not. Wow. The doorbell rang. That hasn't rang in a long time. Wow. I'm just looking here because I got one of those things on my phone. I can see who it is. So either the clock rings or the doorbell rings. So they're kind of stuck with Harry, what Harry did. I actually think they were targeting Diana too. And you have to remember, Diana and Andrew and Sarah were all the same age. Maybe it was Sarah who introduced I know Diana was at one of the parties. I mean, and you couldn't help yourself. You showed up at one of those big parties in London and there they are. It's not like you knew they were there, so you're going too. I mean, I've been to grocery stores and there's people there I don't like. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. I think their target was always the royal family, always was the royal family. And I think they started with Diana. And she said no. She took the high road. Absolutely not. Don't want anything to do with you, you lot. Like, no, no, go away. Get out of my hair. Ace of Swords in reverse. Harry's not telling us the truth about those Epstein file, about his involvement. Absolutely not telling us the truth. Oh, just hang on. I apologize. I gotta, there, do not disturb. Sorry. Again, though, it hasn't rang in a long, long time. So this must be really important. We don't know the truth, right? You think about it. Harry was in Vegas, like playing nude pool. You don't do that unless you're comfortable doing something like that, allowing people to take pictures. Maybe he didn't allow it, but where was his security that allowed it? Right? You don't do that unless you already feel comfortable being naked around that many people. Sorry, you just don't. You just don't one day go, "Hey, I'm going to play nude pool." So we are not hearing the full story of Harry's involvement. And remember, Uncle Andrew was his godfather, and Uncle Andrew has a tie to Meghan. And Meghan has a tie to Epstein through Virginia Giuffre, because if Andrew went to court, Meghan was on there as a witness for Virginia. So now this is actually not as shocking as I initially thought. They wanted to ruin the royal family. Listen, I don't think it's Queen Elizabeth. The only other empress is Diana, who had any kind of contact, and it's certainly not Catherine, and it's certainly not Camilla. Camilla's not an empress. And it's not Sarah. Sarah's not an empress. I wonder if Diana made some kind of deal, though, and said, well, have you talked to my brother-in-law, Andrew? King of Wands. So who's the King of Wands? Yeah, I think we're going to hear some more royals. Who's the King of Wands? Page of Swords. It's going to be really bad, guys. It's going to be really bad. What did embattled? They're ready for it. They're ready for it. They know they knew this was coming. They've been embattled by it for a while. Four of Wands, Four of Swords, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's going to be the 10 of Pentacles and then the Lovers in reverse. All right. I think we are going to hear somebody in the line of succession, possibly a female. I'm trying to think who that could be. This could actually just be that Queen Elizabeth knew. This actually just could be that she knew of what was going on. Or this could also be Sarah, Because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is somebody who's terrible with money, spendthrift, terrible wife. This could be Andrew being forced to, in his new home where he goes quiet. And because he is in the line of succession. So this could just be, the battle that Andrew and Sarah are going through with the lovers in reverse. They're a divorced couple. So I think there's going to be a lot more about them. I think we might hear hints of Harry, though. I actually think we're going to hear hints of Harry. I wouldn't be surprised if, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Diana put Andrew forward. Diana's definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if her name is involved. But like I said, I think, how, I don't think she specifically hung out with them. I think there could have been like a party or a get together and they happened to be there. I mean, especially if they were buddies with Sarah and, oh, come on, we're going to this dance club or whatever. You have to remember late 90s is when all of this started happening. And so Diana was divorcing and maybe, was going to the odd party here and there. And I think that's where, she can defend herself and take the high road and say, well, I had no idea who these people were. I had no idea what they wanted. We just happened to be at the same place at the same time. And right? And you can't always have guilt by association. But I think they were definitely after the royal family. I'm surprised to see Harry there. I wouldn't be surprised. I was actually kind of looking for Meghan, but apparently it's just the ones, and there's going to be some in the line of succession here. Interesting. What do you think? Do you think Harry's name's going to come out? I just did another reading on him about how he's a little bit in trouble with some of that political stuff going on in Canada. All right, take good care. See you online. Bye for now.